What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. A couple of changes to the team that we had last time around. So Mitchell Marsh has made his way back in for Hilton Cartwright. Excuse me, Mitchell Starc is out for 2 weeks, so he has been replaced by James Pattinson. The English seem to be going in with an unchanged lineup. We've lost the toss. We're going to bowl first. I would have loved to have batted first and tried to get ourselves a good total on the board, but it's going to be very interesting to see how things do go without Mitchell Starc in this game. Pattinson, who probably, to be fair, would have played in the Ashes had he been fit, is obviously in the side here today. If Pattinson was fit, it would have been very interesting to see what the Australians would have gone with, because he's been batting very well in county cricket, and Pat Cummins has showed his worth with the bat as well in this tournament. Mitchell Starc, we know he can bat at number 8, so potentially they could have gone with their keeper at 6 and then playing the 5 bowling options, because I don't think Nathan Lyon can be dropped. You know, you just got to have that spinner in your side, especially for day 5 when the pitch does start to turn and does start to do a little bit. So I'm going to be careful with my bowlers here today because I can't afford another one to miss out. I guess the good thing with Starc being out for only 2 weeks is that he will be back in the, we'd have to say he's probably back in the 3rd test. So fingers crossed he will be back, he will be fit and ready to go at the whacker. Mitchell Marsh back in the side today for Hilton Cartwright, who didn't have a very good game in the first game, and Mitchell Marsh is actually in some fairly good form, as he was when he was recalled to the Australian side, I think for, I possibly think that was for the 2nd test. No, it was for the 3rd test at the whacker, because Peter Handscomb, did play himself in the day-night test. But things are not going well here. The English are carrying on really where they left off in that first game, and we just do not seem to be able to buy a wicket at this stage. We are just really struggling completely with everything, and there is another error from Benny McDermott, which is not what we like to see, because we put big raps on him about saying how good his keeping has been, not only in this Ashes series but in this save in general. So really do need a wicket, because England have gone through to lunch. Well, I guess it's, I don't know how it is with the day-night tests and how the breaks and stuff work and what they're called, but I guess the Australians, just like we saw in Melbourne, really struggling without Mitchell Starc. He just makes things happen, as I said in the last episode, and things are just not happening here at all for the Australians. England are running away with this already, and we are only not even halfway through the 2nd session. It's time to go to Nathan Lyon. Hopefully the GOAT, Nice Gary, can at least try and stem the tide of runs and try and pick us up a wicket. He is bowling to 2 lefties, which he is going to prefer. But I really don't know what else that we can do to try and grab ourselves a wicket here. They just seem to be playing with so much ease here, the English, and they are just nudging it around nonchalantly, very easily, and they're about to head up. Oh my God, I was going to say on the 150-run partnership, there is a caught and bowled opportunity by Pat Cummins that has gone and just burst through his hands, and that, I guess, it just caps off. You know, the last couple of episodes in this series have really been all England. Australia, as I said, we can't buy a wicket. We just can't seem to get anything working in our favour at the moment. And it's looking like it is going to be another session without a wicket for the Australians. So I really don't know what else I can do. I brought on Nathan Lyon. I've given all my quicks a go, and we just can't seem to get anything. I mean, even bloody Keaton Jennings. I mean, Alistair Cook, don't get me wrong, class batsman, but Keaton Jennings, there is no way he should be scoring runs against this Australian attack. But it seems to be the way. Gonna just change the angle maybe. Look to try and get the bowled, caught out on the leg side. There's the 2nd interval of day 1, and England are absolutely in cruise control here, it must be said, with the score at none for 178. Come on, Nice Gary, I need something from you. I just need just a wicket to give us something. If England go through here unbeaten on day 1, that is going to be absolutely terrible. Alistair Cook has grabbed himself 100 as well. Keaton Jennings is not far behind, but Nathan Lyon has finally got one to hit the pads. And thank you very much, Gary. We finally get ourselves one. We'll bring back Mitchell Marsh, save Joshy Hazlewood and Pat Cummins for the new ball. That's the only thing that can really save Australia on this day, it must be said, because it has been absolutely 110% all England. They have lost just the one wicket, amassed 220 plus runs on the board. And now that we are playing under lights, I'm hoping, especially with that new ball, that we can get it to move around and try and get ourselves back into the game, because at the moment, as I said, it is all bloody England. We've got 40 minutes left here and we need something. We really need something to go our way. Gonna bring Hazelwood and Cummins with the new ball, try and get something. We do have Pattinson, who I might turn to after a little bit as well, because Cook is just dispatching us all over the place. Pattinson has actually, I don't know how I've managed that, has only bowled 8 overs here today, which has put a lot of stress obviously on the other bowlers. But Alistair Cook, looking as though he is carrying his form. It was in Melbourne that he got that big double hundred. It's looking like he's carried that form, gone back in time, and has grabbed himself something. And there is another drop catch. I think that's Steve Smith at first slip. He has not had a good series in the slips. And there is the 150 as well for Cook. And what a day it must be said for the English. Alistair Cook, 153 not out in the day-night test. 1 for 286. And you'd have to say that England are in absolute cruise control here. Paddy Cummins, where was that all of yesterday, son? We needed that. We get Joe Root, LBW, and that is just what we needed. But it is going to be, from this situation here, very tough again for Australia to get themselves in a winning position. Remember, we are down 1-0 in the Ashes at the moment, so we are going to need a big comeback of some sorts. We're just going to need something, and there is a better catch. Peter Hanscom, thank you very much. That is how you catch Stevie Smith. You got to make the most of those chances. And Moeen Ali, we're looking to try and clean him up early. We can't afford him to go big again. And Alistair Cook, I don't know how we get this guy out. I honestly don't know what we have to do. 2 lefties in, so I'm going to bring in Nathan Lyon and hope for the best. Hopefully he can get some turn. That is the one thing I do quite like about this English side. There's a lot of left-handers inside that top 5. I think both openers are left-handed, and then Moeen Ali, Gary Ballance and Ben Stokes actually are lefties too. So it does work well for the off-spin of Nathan Lyon. Hazelwood grabs himself Moeen Ali. He's gone for 23 off of 23. That is more like it, Moeen. That is what we're used to seeing in this Ashes from you. And I think we really need to get Cook here and just try and peg England back and get them, I don't know, I mean 450, 500, but as soon as you get that, you're basically out of the game as an Australian. You're basically just trying to hang in and play for the draw. It's very hard to win from a situation like this. Alistair Cook, great knock from you, son, 181. Carrying on, I was going to say he had a not out. Yeah, he did. Actually, I can't remember. And there we go. There's the left-handed Stokes gone. So all of a sudden, we are starting to get back into this game with a few quick wickets. And hopefully we don't see the tail wag a whole lot like we did see. Like we have seen in previous games. Hopefully we can go and try and polish it off fairly quick, smart, and still leave ourselves in a position to try and win this game. I think it is going to be tough because we are batting on days 4 and 5. So it means that we are going to have to get a big first innings total and hopefully not be chasing a whole lot in that final innings of the game. Nathan Lyon's done a very good job here today. Steve Smith finally hangs on to one. He has got his 4th. So that is what we like to see. He is starting to produce the magic that we are used to seeing from Nathan Lyon. Paddy Cummins has been good as well. Need to get rid of Gary Ballance here. I think if we can try and roll these guys, I was going to say for under 400 would be absolutely ideal. But Ballance has got other ideas about that, and he is looking to hang around here, prove just to be a nuisance. I mean, you're not even playing in the Ashes, mate. You didn't make the cut. But he is just being annoying. And we need to get more deliveries, it must be said, at these tail enders. That was the difference. Even in the last game when Moeen Ali was batting with the tail, there just was not enough deliveries bowled at the lower order players. He was just farming the strike, and there we go. Pattinson picks himself up a wicket. I think that's it is his first of the game, so a little bit unlucky there because he has bowled very well. and James Anderson in there. Nathan Lyon into his 37th over already, and the England batters are doing a very good job. We need to get Anderson facing Nathan Lyon so we can try and get just a mistimed shot similar to that, a sweep that's either missed, takes a top edge, or goes on through the gate. But that doesn't seem to be happening. Gary Ballance is getting them up towards a fairly respectable total, it must be said. And I mean, I wanted them out for 400. They're currently 437, looking as though they're going to make 450 here. And I honestly do not know what else I can do. I honestly do not know what else I can do. The England batters have come over here. They're just in incredible form. And they're just hitting it to wall parts. I mean, that opening partnership between Cook and Jennings was incredible. I mean, they were only one down after the first day's play. And there is the 450 that has come up. So, Mitchell Marsh, I need you, son. I need your golden arm to get me a wicket, and that is exactly what he has done first ball. Why I didn't bring him on earlier, who the bloody hell knows. But England all out for 456. As we said, it is going to be very tough for the Australians in this position to try and get into a winning position in this game. And I think I said position about 4 times in that last sentence. So, hopefully, Renshaw, no! You can't keep doing this to me. If you keep doing this to me, I'm going to have to drop you like they did in real life for Cameron Bancroft. But we will wait and see. Khawaja could possibly look at going and opening. But in saying that, Renshaw did have a pretty good first test. He did score 100 in that first innings. So it would be harsh to drop him after just the one failure. And he does have a big job left to go in this game, Matt Renshaw. He will have to come out and bat again in the 4th innings of this game. And he will be required to grit it out. And that is what we've come to expect from him. He is a guy who will just hang in there, he will hang around, and he will get you runs. He will take his time about it. He will take a long, long time to get those runs, but he will get them for you. Which I think in this situation is probably what we need. And Khawaja, come on, man. What are we doing? We need these wickets to stay in hand. We're still 380 runs behind, so we still have plenty left to do, it must be said. So we are going to need a big score from someone here. Dave Warner and Steve Smith. This is the partnership. This is the one that the English want to look to try and break. There's 50 for Warner coming in quick time as well, of just 65 deliveries. And this is exactly what we needed. Chasing that big score. That run rate is about 4.5 at the moment. So we'll be looking to try and maintain that if we can. Head in probably to day... I mean, I want to head into day 3, just 2 down, to be fair. But probably heading in at the end of day 3, if we could look to try and have some kind of a lead or not be behind by too much. Again, we want to be in this game. We want to be forcing it. And that is hopefully what we're going to try and do. Dave Warner has... Oh, okay. I don't know what it is about my players. The first test is really good. Obviously, Renshaw and Smith in that first innings, both registering hundreds. But after that, players are going, they're getting starts, and then they are just giving it away in quite stupid fashion. And there is another prime example of it, with just nothing really happening whatsoever. And Mitch Marsh, we're going to need a big innings from you, big innings from Peter Hanscom. We are still 290 runs behind. We are still definitely on the back foot in this game, so we are going to need a big knock, and that is not going to help. My God, how are these English bowlers, how are they doing so well? Oh my God. Mitch Marsh, why did I recall you? You've taken 1 wicket in this game. I'm already regretting recalling you to the side. At this stage, it looks like we're possibly going to be following on, which, to be fair, would be absolutely terrible, because there's no way that we can bat a long period of time. Send England in the 4th innings, which, to be fair, I wouldn't mind doing if we did have to follow on and we could manage to get ourselves a score and get a lead of, 150, 200, and send England in that 4th innings to try and battle out, survive, and get the win. It wouldn't be terrible, but it's not looking as though that is going to happen, because these two are actually putting on, I don't want to say a good partnership, but a decent enough partnership to try and avoid that follow-on. But you'd have to say, once again, England are definitely in the driver's seat in this game, and they are dictating proceedings at the moment. So that's not what we want. The first innings didn't go to plan. nothing has gone to plan in this Ashes series, apart from that first innings of the first test when we did bat, declared 7 for 403. And then after that, it has just gone absolutely downhill since then. England have now gone and taken the new ball. The follow-on has been avoided, which is very good. And at the moment, it's looking as though just trying to hang around, you know, which I'm not very happy about, having to play this negative style, I guess, of play. But with the way England have batted in those first innings in both test matches, not just this one, it has made it very difficult for Australia to get a grip on this game, and that there is not going to help, as Benny McDermott is gone for 42 off 168 deliveries. So you can already see that things are starting to get tough. England do still lead by 180. Paddy Cummins has actually brought up his maiden test match 50, so well done to him. We're going to need a lot more runs from you. We're going to need a lot more runs from Pattinson as well. Who's not, I mean, he's not the worst number 9 coming in, to be fair. He had, as I said at the start of the video, an absolute cracking county championship. I'm not sure if he scored hundreds, but he was scoring 50s, 60s, 70s, which, you know, sometimes from your number 9 is really all that you are going to need. So just need to try and hang out, try and get rid of this deficit as much as we can. Which is what is happening here, and I'm definitely happy with the way that things are going, definitely happy with how Paddy Cummins is going, and I've just gone and put the bloody mockers on him, the kiss of death, as we always do. He's gone for 71, that is his new highest test score, and a very good knock by the number 8, got us out, to be fair, of a pretty sticky situation, and we are going to need Patterson to try and, I guess, replicate that if we can, to give us really any chance in this game. I'm kind of just hoping, I mean, it is a day-night test, possibly that we can go and bat on day 5 and try and get through the swinging ball, the new ball, the ball under lights, whatever you want to call it. There's just 4 overs left in this video, and then we are going to be done and dusted. We will be back for days 4 and 5, hopefully with an Australian win. So that is it, done and dusted. A pretty sorry looking scorecard, to be fair, with starts from everyone. When Paddy Cummins is your second top scorer, you are not going to be happy about that. Stuart Broad has also picked himself up 5 for. Going to need a lot from Pattinson, a lot from Hazelwood in the first part of day 4. So fingers crossed that they can go and do it. If you guys think they can, let me know down below in the comments. Going to wrap things up here. Do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, remember to give it a like, smash that thumbs up button. If you are new, please do subscribe. Thanks for watching, and until next time, ka kite anō. See you soon.